Dear parents, family members, and friends, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the class of 2022 Notre Dame Chemical Engineers. Welcome all. I'm Professor Bill Schneider, Chair of the Department of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all here today. I've talked in front of crowds that are much larger than this. I don't think I've ever talked in front of a crowd in which it covered 2 levels. This is wonderful, though. It's great to see so many of you here. We're glad to have you. I'm here representing the faculty of the department, 26 faculty and dedicated staff who have had the pleasure for the last 4 years of interacting with, training the students that you see before you. It's an accomplished group and a group that we're very proud of. I'm joined on the podium by a number of my colleagues. Just briefly introduce Professor Matt Weber, Professor Alex Dowling, Professor Jason Hicks, Professor Edwin Yen, Professor David Layton, Professor Mark McCready, Professor Troy Vogel, Professor Victoria Goodrich, and Professor John Whitmer. And we're again very happy to have you here. Now, as is the tradition at Notre Dame, we begin the ceremonies with an invocation. So I'm going to ask Ali Maritz, who's been chosen by her classmates, to come forward and lead us in prayer. So,
We begin in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father, thank you. Thank you for your abundant provision, for our families who have nurtured us, our professors who have challenged us, our friends who've walked alongside us. Thank you that what comes next is in your hands. Jesus, thank you. Thank you for your outpouring wounds by which long nights, difficult problem sets, and rigorous exams are sanctified and redeemed for your glory and the salvation of souls. Make our hearts like yours. Wound us with your wounds and pour yourself out through us into our offices and labs and homes. Holy Spirit, thank you. Thank you for your light of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which you have shined into our hearts and minds through our studies as chemical engineers. Let your fire burn away our sin and ignorance, so that by our excellence in our field, you will set fire to the world. Blessed Mother, Notre Dame, thank you. Thank you for your watchful and tender care. Thank you for making this our home, with you as our mother and each other as brothers and sisters. Keep us in your care and make us into your mantle to welcome the lonely, sick, and destitute to friendship, healing, and hope. Glory to you, O God, for this great work you are accomplishing in us. Thank you, Jesus. Come, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you very much, Allie. So chemical engineering has a proud tradition at Notre Dame. The department is over 100 years old, and its members have included some of the luminaries of the field. I didn't bring the copy of the current degree requirements. I don't think they would actually fit on one of these pieces of paper, but suffice it to say that the degree is one that demands tremendous dedication and effort. But it's also one that builds community among the students. The slides show that you just saw were good examples of some of the times in which the students binded together to work hard, a lot of happy, fun times that they enjoyed together as well. They've made a lot of wonderful memories with us here. I didn't get to teach many of these students, unfortunately. The timing just didn't work out. A couple of them I was able to. But I did a couple weeks ago get to see their capstone achievements in their design class. The design class is where they bring together all the components of what they've learned over 4 years into creating a project, often a very large scale design of a system. And I can't tell you how impressed I was by what the students had accomplished. Their ability to integrate the things that they had learned and presented would just floored me. So you've done well, technically. Now, and I mean that in the most positive way, of course. Now, one of the best parts of my job is that I get to talk to a lot of alumni, and soon you will be alumni. So I get to talk to the past yous, I guess would be a way to think about it. And so they'll come back and they'll share to us about their careers and where they've gone. And I got to tell you, it's really humbling to see the career paths that the students before you have followed, the diversity of those careers, the tremendous accomplishments that those students have had, and the same that you're going to have when you leave here. But you know, when they come back, none of them talk about design. None of them talk about transport. None of them talk about thermo. You know what they... Now, of all, thermo was the one I thought they would most likely. Occasionally, one will say something about thermo. But you know what they do talk about is the relationships that they formed, the connections that they've made with others here, and the life skills that they've learned. The skill of critical thinking, the skill of teamwork, of determination, of respect for others. Those are the things that they took away from Notre Dame. And those are the things that I expect that you'll take from Notre Dame as well. Those are the things that will be most enduring. They always talk about their love of this place and their willingness to give back. And I hope the same will be true of you, that you leave here with a love of Notre Dame, a love of chemical engineering, and a willingness to come back and share with us like those before you have. Now, this weekend is a time to celebrate your accomplishments over the last 4 years. It's a time to savor, to celebrate. But you know, when it's all over and the chairs are gone and you've left campus, you will always be a Notre Dame chemical engineer. You'll always have a place here. And as I say, I hope you'll feel that same lifelong affinity that I know the many others who come back here and visit feel. So that's what the faculty say. The way this works is that the faculty get to say something and then the students get to respond. So the students have selected Colin Kemper to give the response, which I'm sure will extol the virtues of thermodynamics and transport. Colin completed the Grand Challenges Scholar Program and next year will pursue a PhD in lovely Colorado School of Mines. So Colin, please come forward.
I wanted to give a lecture on fluid mechanics, but my peers advised me not to do that. So we'll go with the speech instead. It's great to see all of your faces here. Not just my fellow Chegs, but our families, friends, mentors, and professors who join us in this room and have supported every one of us throughout our 4 years here. We are chemical engineers. It's one of the most prestigious degrees in any college, in any institute around the world. We are everywhere, and there are so many of us. Chemical engineers everywhere know how to design distillation columns, calculate heat and mass transfer coefficients, design CSTRs and PFRs. There are so many chemical engineers in the world, but there are so few Chegs. Chemies lead the world, but we are more. We are Notre Dame Chegs. Cheg is not a major, it's a way of life. We live by the no-slip condition when we march through our trials in life. When we hit an obstacle, we collide elastically and bounce directly back because we are ideal. Our relationships are not just sigma bonds, but they also contain 2 pi bonds. Our favorite tree is the mighty aspen. Our favorite films surround objects in a fluid. We are flashy only when it comes to separating multiple phases. Our conservation doesn't just save the environment, but also energy and mass. And we are a fluid that is supercritical to the world around us. We've come so far together as a class. Think back to freshman year. None of what I just said would make any sense to you. Whether we've realized it or not, we have mastered our discipline and triumphed where so many have failed. Think back to the first time you told someone that your major was Cheg. They looked at you, cocked their head in confusion, and replied, "You mean like the website?" Undoubtedly, you had to explain that you are a chemical engineer, but that you have definitely used the website to get through a class, probably transport. The first time was a weird experience. You wondered if you would have to explain that every time. And you wondered why we don't call it chemie like the rest of the world. Take a moment to answer these questions for yourselves now, as graduating seniors. I will answer these questions for you. Yes, we have to explain what a Cheg is nearly every time, and we probably will forever. However, we will never reply that we are chemies just to avoid confusion. We don't call ourselves chemies because we are different. Together, we differentiated ourselves during calculus. We powered through physics. We brought the heat to thermodynamics. We numbed ourselves during numbstats. We were Navier-stoked to pass transport. We rendered orgo inert. We got analytical and physical with chemistry. We continuously stirred reactions. We survived lab. And we processed design. And we did it all together. That is what makes us Chegs. I have never seen or heard about another major finding family together the way that we did in these 4 years. I'm not crying, my eyes are just the exact dew point and temperature of water. I haven't even heard of chemical engineers forming the same bonds that we have. And chemical engineers form a lot of bonds. Every moment that I was in class with you, there was this indescribable energy. I know now that feeling to be love, companionship, and support that we all share together. Look around you. We have accomplished what no other major has. We are a family. A huge, diverse, female-dominant, family. From the first Chegg pregame, to the memes in the group me after exams, to alcoholysis, to Chegg prom, to Chegg formal, and to every single Chegg picture we take wherever we go, we have grown together. You are my best friends. You are the reason Notre Dame means so much to me. You have made this wonderful place my home, and I know that all of you feel the same way towards each other. We are about to go off into the world. We are an 80-something component system of different vapor pressures. After we leave the flash tank that is Notre Dame, we will separate. Some of us will stay in the same streams, and some of us will separate into our own streams. No matter what happens, we all came from the same place. The one thing we cannot change in our vastly different lives is the time that we have spent here together. I will miss all of you every day of my life. You are my family. Go out into the world and do great things, but carry all of us in your hearts. I'm so excited to see what you all become. Go Irish, rush Chag.
I don't think that's due, Colin. That was really, really impressive. Thank you very much. That was great. Students accomplish many things here, do many things within the department, outside the department. Within the department, we recognize exceptional accomplishments through awards. We have a variety of awards, as you'll hear, and there's selected by the faculty, and we recognize them at the graduation ceremony today. It's a happy job for the faculty. To be honest, it's a hard job because these students are so accomplished, contribute so much within the department. We did make our selections. We'll do some recognizing now. I'm going to be joined on the podium by Troy Fogel and Victoria Goodrich, two of our professors who will aid in distributing the awards. And we're going to start out with the Chemical Engineering Research Award. You probably know, or maybe you don't, that one of the big things we do as faculty is teach classes, transport, and so forth. But we also run research programs, and discovery of new knowledge, execution, and documentation of research is another big part of our jobs. And it's one of the things that some of the students choose to endeavor to undertake as well. And those students we recognize with the Chemical Engineering Research Award. We have 5 awardees. I'm going to call your names if you would come up and receive your award. The first awardee is Austin Booth. Austin worked in the laboratory of Professor Casey O'Brien. He worked on the preparation and characterization of membranes that would be useful for separating CO2 from the atmosphere. Next is Grace Gasper. Grace worked in the laboratory of Professor Chia Chang, and she worked on the detection of extracellular vesicles, which are biomarkers of disease. Grace. Congratulations, Grace. Next is Kara Kilmartin. Kara worked in the laboratory of my colleague, Bill Phillip, and she worked on modeling of membranes that are useful for separating ions from water. Congratulations. Next is Aaron Noy. Aaron worked in the laboratory of Dani Hanjaya Putra, who was actually also an alumnus of this department and is now a professor. She worked on the effects of preeclampsia on endothelial progenitor cells, which are the cells in evolving embryos. And last but not least is Nicholas Poole, who worked in the laboratory of Professor Peter Burns. Nicholas won the Manley Award, and I don't know that that refers to his manliness. I think it's for the nature of the research, materials-related research characterizing the ability of certain uranium-containing compounds to capture CO2. Congratulations. Next are the Chemical Engineering Alumni Awards. These are awards chosen by the faculty to recognize students who combine both high scholastic achievement and exceptional achievements extracurricular to the department. And we have, as I recall, 4 awardees. Yes. So the first is Claire Hyland. Claire was a president of the Society of Women Engineers, and she did undergraduate research in the laboratory of Professor Jeremy Zartman. Claire is going to be joining PricewaterhouseCoopers after leaving Notre Dame. Congratulations. Next is Alyssa Crone. She was president of Tau Beta Pi, also a member of the Notre Dame figure skating team and swing dance team, and she'll be joining Sherwin-Williams after leaving Notre Dame. Next is Maria Krug. Maria completed the Grand Challenges Scholar Program. She did that doing research in the laboratory of Professor Bashar Bilgacher, and she was also very active in STEM outreach to high school students. And she will be going to AbbVie. Congratulations. And last is Madison McDougall. She was quite active in campus ministry, director of Camp Kesson, member of the Engineering Leadership Council, and she will be going next year to medical school at Pitt. Congratulations. Now, we've made some jokes already about the various elements of the core curriculum. There really are 3 courses or topics, I would say, that are core. They're thermodynamics, transport, and reactions. And thermodynamics is recognized with an award. That award is in the memory of John Treacy. John was a professor, a young professor in this department back in the 1950s, a beloved professor of thermodynamics, tragically died in an accident involving rocket fuels. His family endowed an award in his memory, and that award recognizes the student who performed highest in thermodynamics 1. And that awardee is Aaron Noy. Congratulations. The next award is the American Institute of Chemists Award for the outstanding senior in the Department of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. It's chosen on the basis of demonstrated leadership ability, scholastic ability, and character, and the potential for advancing the profession. The recipient this year is Patrick Mitchell. And when Troy first told me about Patrick, he said, "Oh yeah, Patrick's a 3.2 student." And I thought, 3.2? Yeah, I know chemical engineering's hard, but 3.2 GPA doesn't really sound that impressive to me. Students get it. It's not his GPA. It's the fact that he got 2 degrees in 5 years, that he completed a chemistry degree, came to Notre Dame, and completed all the requirements of chemical engineering in 2 years. So very impressive. And he'll be joining ExxonMobil after leaving Notre Dame. So Patrick. Congratulations. The Reverend Thomas A. Steiner Award is an award of the College of Engineering, and it's given to a student who demonstrates all-around excellence, commitment to engineering, and to the common good. And our recipient this year is Allie Maritson. Allie did research both in the lab of Pinar Zordaluna and with Father Malloy, interestingly enough. She was a coxswain on the varsity rowing team, very involved in liturgy on campus, and she'll be taking a gap year and then going to medical school. Congratulations. The Chemical Engineering Faculty Award is given to the senior who has achieved the highest scholastic average after 7 semesters of study. And this year's recipient is Austin Booth. Please come forward, Austin. As we already mentioned, Austin did research in the laboratory of Casey O'Brien. He received a number of fellowships in recognition of that research. He was a member of the marching band. And next year we'll be pursuing a PhD at Princeton, which I hear is a pretty good place. Congratulations, Austin. Now, there are several other awards on the back of your program. I'm not going to call those students forward, but we will recognize them. And we'll start with the Cone Scholarship. Now, Professor Cone was another distinguished faculty member in the department. He was in the department for 48 years, passed away just before I joined, so I never had the opportunity to meet him, unfortunately. But he was well known both for his research and for his dedication to teaching. Students apparently loved Professor Cone. They would come back many years later to visit him. And we still get donations from alumni in memory of Professor Cone. We use those donations to establish the Cone Scholarship Fund. And that scholarship fund is used to assist students who are performing high scholastically to help them in taking care of the needs to pay for tuition and such. This year, we're fortunate enough to have 17 Cone Scholar winners. So when I call your name, please stand, and after they've all stood, then we'll recognize them all. Lee Ann, Dominic Camuso, Lily Kaza, Joseph Dragonjack, Andrew Fagetta, Grace Gasper, Kate Irons, Colin Kemper, Kara Kilmartin, Patrick Mitchell, Thomas Monroe, Nicholas Poole, William Roberts, Alex Ruth, Megan Scott, Charles Speaker, and Connor Zekas. Congratulations, job well done. Let me see. Next, we have the Grand Challenge Scholars Program. That's a program that's sponsored by or organized by the National Academy of Engineering. And its purpose is for students to design a transformational learning and research plan to address some of the world's greatest challenges in environment and energy and health. So those students work with faculty mentors to develop a plan to achieve 5 competencies in research, multidisciplinarity, business and entrepreneurship, multicultural awareness, and social consciousness. We had 4 students who completed the Grand Challenges Scholar Program this year. And though, again, if you'll rise, and then we'll recognize you all after you've all stood. Emma Kerr, Colin Kemper, Maria Krug, and Tara Sen. Congratulations. Well done. Last but not least, we have our senior theses. And I already mentioned that research is a key part of what we do at this level. And several of our undergraduates take it seriously enough that they endeavor to complete a senior thesis. That means that they have the dedication to conceive and execute a research program, document that research in a thesis, and defend it in front of scary people like me. 6 of our students completed senior theses this year, and we would like to recognize them. They're Grace Gasper, Megan Griffin, Thomas Monroe III, Georgia Giordano, Nyla Gross, and Aaron Noy. Well done. Thank you. Congratulations to all those award winners. Next, let me introduce Professor Edward McGinn, who's up here on the stage with me, who will lead the students in the Oath of the Engineer. Ed?
All right, well, the next part of our program is the Order of the Engineer ceremony. And I'll just tell you a little bit about this ceremony and the order itself. The Order of the Engineer was initiated in the United States in 1970 to foster a spirit of pride and responsibility in the engineering profession, to bridge the gap between training and experience, and to present the public a visible symbol identifying the engineer with something other than a pocket protector. And so the order is not a membership organization. It's best of all, there are never any meetings other than this, and there are no dues. So that's really good. Instead, the order fosters a unity of purpose and the honoring of one's lifelong pledge. The engineer's ring in the United States is a stainless steel ring worn on the fifth finger of the working hand by the engineers who have accepted the obligation of the engineer in the ring ceremony, and this ring ceremony is what we're going to do next. So to join the order, you must profess an obligation, which is a creed similar to the Hippocratic Oath of the medical professionals take. And the obligation is reproduced on a card, which you all have. And so I'd like you to take out this card. On the oath, it contains parts of the canon of ethics that all major engineering organizations, including the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, profess that we abide by. So by professing this obligation, you pledge to uphold the standards and dignity of the engineering profession and to serve humanity by making the best use of the Earth's precious resources. So I'd like to ask you together to stand and pull out your cards and recite the obligation, after which you should place the stainless steel ring on the small finger of your working hand as an outward symbol of your membership in the Order of the Engineer. So you ready? All right. I am an engineer. And that welcomes you all into the Order of the Engineer. Congratulations.
You may be seated. All right, so now the moment we've really been waiting for, the presentation of the diplomas. Now, tomorrow is the official, the formal, the fancy graduation ceremony. And only Father John can really confer degrees, but we have the actual degrees here to at least deliver to you. So for 24 hours, you have to wait for his blessing. Today's supposed to be a fun day, more casual than tomorrow will be. So parents and friends and family, if you want to sneak up and grab, candid photos as your student is coming across the stage and receiving your diploma, you're welcome. You're welcome to. We're all friends and family here. Professor John Whitmer, who coincidentally enough taught Thermo 1 to this group, I guess Professor Whitmer and Professor McGinn taught you Thermo 1. He'll do the honor of the reading of the names, and Professor Vogel and Goodrich and myself will distribute the diplomas.
I'm amazed everyone's lining up for a pop quiz. Leo Michael Albano Jr. Karen Maria Alvarez, cum laude. An Lei. Sarah Christine Antico, cum laude. Ian Robert Baker. Austin Jackson Booth, summa cum laude. Dominic James Camuso. Lily Sophia Caza, magna cum laude. Gabriella Consiglio, cum laude. Joseph Louis Dragonjack, cum laude. Joseph Kelly Elson. Samantha Isabel Ellison. Evan Beck Ferguson. Gabriela Franco Hernandez. Andrew Paul Pugetta. Andrew Thomas Fullwitter, cum laude, in absentia. Grace Catherine Gasper, magna cum laude. Benjamin Joseph Giacobello, magna cum laude. Caitlin May Gilbertson. Georgia Giordano. Megan Palmer Griffin. Nayla E. Gross. Claire Danielle Swanson Highland, magna cum laude. Justin Henry Idrovo. Kate Margaret Irons, cum laude. Conlon Wren Jarvis. Brian Kang. Colin Christopher Kemper, cum laude. Kelsey Eileen Kennedy, cum laude. Emma Elizabeth Kerr, cum laude. Kara P. Kilmartin, cum laude. Ashley May Klein. Nicholas Jean Knowlton. Samuel Bertrand Conrad, cum laude. Grace Elizabeth Kopishki. Alyssa Johanna Crone, magna cum laude. Maria Josephine Krug, magna cum laude. Deirdre Ann Lagore. Richard Matthew Lane, cum laude. Andrew Scott Manning, magna cum laude. Andrew Vincent Marquardt, cum laude. Thomas Joseph Matisik. Alexandra K. Moritzen, summa cum laude. Madison Rose McDougall, magna cum laude. Kathleen Conway Melia. Grace Marie Miney. Olivia Ann Mihelic. Patrick Joseph Mitchell, magna cum laude. Thomas Owen Monroe III. Emily Jane Mount. John Campbell Murphy, cum laude. Erin Marie New, magna cum laude. Kaylee M. Novak. Megan Jean O'Keefe. Lauren Elizabeth Party. Elizabeth Ann Parisi. Kaylee N. Perrier. Nicholas Anthony Poole, cum laude. Christina Ariana Postula, in absentia. Bridget Carol Roberts. William Aaron Roberts, cum laude. Alexander Gerard Ruth, cum laude. Sarah Michelle Scharf. Adam Thomas Schulte. Megan Kathleen Scott, in absentia. Tara Shamai Sen. Alexandra Nicole Sepulveda. Matthew Luigi William Somerville. Charles Henderson Speaker. Maureen Elizabeth Steyer, cum laude. Christina Marie Tan. Julia Tahansky. Melanie Marian Torres Rojer. Carolyn Siobhan Tracy. Eden Eileen Ubelor. Josiah Mason Vitala. Andre Lamont Wilson, Jr. Connor Matthew Wozniak. Cameron Elizabeth Wylam, cum laude. Connor Joseph Zekas. Congratulations.
Didn't I tell you that was an impressive group? So this class was sophomores when the campus was closed due to COVID. A few of the students were actually in class with me. It was a tough time. And they lived their junior year. Junior year is the toughest year in the JED curriculum, with testing and masking and distance restrictions. And last 2 years, we weren't able to hold a ceremony like this. So it's so happy. It's such a nice time to be able to get back together and celebrate and recognize the students in person with their families here. Really nice. Now, there are a few more thank yous that we should do before we go. I want to thank the staff of our department, Debbie Herchig, and in particular, Lisa Elam. I don't know where Debbie and Lisa are, but they did her, oh, there's Debbie, and Lisa is here. This is my first ceremony like this, and what I've learned is it takes a lot to pull off this ceremony, and they did tremendous work. We also have to thank the staff of Duncan Hall and the support personnel who are here, who have been very helpful. And we faculty, and especially the students, we owe a debt of gratitude and should offer thanks to the parents, family, and friends who are here. It's you who supported the students. It's you who have been generous to allow them to spend their time with us. We're very, very grateful. So I think we all should give a round of applause to those parents and families. Now, graduations for faculty are always bittersweet. It's a real joy to see students accomplish and move on. I graduated a couple PhD students earlier today. That's also a very proud time, but it's also sad because we have to say goodbye to you. There's constant renewal in academia because there'll be more that are coming behind you. But nonetheless, there's a little bit of sorrow in having to say goodbye. But that sorrow is tempered by knowing that you're going to go on and do great things, and knowing that there'll be a piece of you here in the chemical engineering department at Notre Dame. As I said before, remember us, stay connected with us, let us know how you're doing. We're proud of you and we want to hear from you. Now the students and faculty will recess. We do want to get a photo of the whole gang. We're going to get that photo up here. And so after we do the fancy recessional, then the students will come back, the faculty will come back, and we'll get pictures. So family, friends, if you would like to hang around and get a picture of the whole group, you're welcome to hang around after the recessional. So with that, I'll say congratulations again. Thanks to all, and go Irish.
Strong Cheer, cheer for all Notre Dame, wake up the echoes cheering the name. Send the holy cheer on high, shake down the thunder from the sky. But though the odds be great or small, Notre Dame will win over all. While her loyal sons are marching away to victory.